Yeah, Pelicans lose 136-111. Trey, I'm just watching for Reeves, Carlo, and Lester. I got. How do you pronounce his name? Can someone just please help me with this? How do you pronounce Lester's last name? Can someone please help me with this?
I'm still gonna call him
Jonas.
Lester.
Say that again, Chris.
Jonas.
Kionis. Shout out to Lester. Career high tonight. Let's talk about. I guess let's talk about it. Sure.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth now.
Presented by Scott Vickner, Andrew Law Firm. If you've been hurt any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, hurt offshore, Scott Vickner handles it all. Give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Always fight for the win, as always. Powered by 4D. Shout out Blue Moon. John Deere. Sunshine, John Deere, 4D. Standard Mortgage, DraftKings, Theo's.
Company Burger.
Company Burger. Burger.
Oh, damn. Just you said that with a K. But go ahead.
what do you want me to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about?
Now you're going to your spiel. I
got no spiel tonight. Alfred Payton had 14 assists tonight.
Very impressive. It's kind of what he does, man. I thought first I gotta give props to my son Carlo. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Not as I mean you're good, but not as like your usual setup. But you're fine.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, I thought Carlo did his thing today, man. Had a dunked on Brook Lopez a couple times. That's no easy feat. Generally, hey man, it's the end of the season. The season probably ended a little while ago, but it's not too many takeaways from this game. But I do have some questions. I will say that.
Go ahead.
Well, I was being literal and rhetorical at the same time. But literally, when you see Antonio Reeves, or when you see Lester, or when you see Keon Brooks and guys like that, does Jose Alvarado having a player option complicate a lot of things this offseason? Because you can't just trade him, because he could just pick up his player option, so he's not an expiring anymore. And that, to me, that could potentially present a problem.
Yeah, I mean, when you brought that up in the group chat, like, I want Alfred Payton back next year. I know Chris has been saying this for a couple of months now, but like, he's a guy that I think fits perfectly for Zion Williamson, and I think he's a veteran point guard who, DeJounte's not going to be back, and you've seen what it looks like with Jose as a starting point guard. Jose's not a starting point guard. It is what it is. I think Alfred Payton can give you a good, solid 20 to 25 minutes a night as a starting point guard, making sure everyone's in the right spots. I think him and Zion would be really, really good together, because he's going to look for him. He's going to involve him in screens. He's going to make him ball screens. He's going to make him roll. He's going to do a lot of good things and set up a lot of players. If Trey Murphy's back, I'm interested to see what that looks like as well. And as you said, Chaz, Alfred is cheap. He's very, very cheap. So I would like to see him back, but I don't know how it works.
I thought you was leaving that to the panel. Go ahead, Five. My bad.
No. I like EP, of course. Just the conversations I've had with certain people about Alfred, like his ability to pass first, he's just a smart basketball player. I think that's what's appealing about it, because we don't see that many of them with the Pelicans quite often. I don't know what the minutes are with him and Zion. I mean, you got two non-shooters again. Yeah. I think that kind of messes up, spacing a little bit. You would need Trey out there to help with the spacing with those two. But a pick and roll or inverted pick and roll between the two, where our Spain pick and roll, right? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. With those three would help and would work, right? You would create space. Elvis a really good pocket passer. Zion getting downhill, that will require Zion to set screens. So again, these are things that I would hope would work. But yeah, I think you need a quality guy. I don't know if he's a starter per se, though, Justin. I don't know that.
I don't disagree there, but I'm not saying he's a starter, but when DeJounte's out,
almost like a fill-in type of guy. I get that. But he's earned it though. He's an NBA player for sure. I don't these whole like 10-day things. Like, nah, I think he's better than some guys that are on contract. I guess because he's a veteran, right? They trying to edge veterans out the game, but he's a guy that needs to be on the NBA roster.
Chris.
Yeah, man. I mean, whether Alfred is going to play or not, bro, he needs to be on the team. Yeah. I mean, he should be on the roster whether or not you have plans to play him. The Jose thing is interesting because even when we talk about Alfred, like if you draft Dylan Harper, you know how much does that change? So even in the interim, when talking about DeJounte, right? We probably having a different discussion. I think with Jose, I mean, I'm less concerned about what anything for him means long term, just because, I mean, to me, $4.5 million. Now, for a team like the Pelicans, that might end up being a lot, but I don't think that should stop I don't think that should impede them from any offseason plans that they may have. And at the end of the day, like, to me, it's not like you can't find some type of production of Jose. I think it needs to be in a different situation where he's not playing consistent 20 minutes, over 20 minutes a night, 25 minutes a night. He's a shooter now. He's back-to-back years, I believe, of shooting the ball decently, can play all ball a little bit. He's just small, man, and sometimes does some things with the basketball that he shouldn't be doing for a dude, for a role-playing guard. And he's not as good as a distributor and a general as Alfred is, and Alfred seems to fit a little bit of that a little bit more. Maybe Alfred and Jose can play together. I mean, I'm not sure, because the thing with this team and this roster we're going to talk about in the offseason, they got a lot of answers in regards to what their bench, their depth, and the end of their roster is going to look like to begin with. So, if we were talking about Jose having a 3 or 4 year deal, long term, I probably would be like, what is that going to look like? But, it's the Pelicans, man. If you are a good basketball player, Pelicans need to figure it out, and especially if you can, have them on the team for cheap.
I thought whatever Buku's that guy. It's funny you said this, because I was like, man, Keon Brooks maybe, just maybe, could be your next Najee Marshall. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it last time when we were talking about him. I was thinking about it. Why are you laughing, Chaz? Why are you laughing?
Man, I like Najee a lot, but did Najee do enough to the point? Did you have enough success with Najee to say you need another Najee?
But here's the thing: Najee did a really, really good job of filling in for when players were injured. Like his numbers went up. He's a guy like that you knew. Once again, we talked about having an enforcer on this team. He was a guy that was like your enforcer. Like I just thought he did a nice job, kind of, holding like that, like wing. Like you said, we need depth at the wing. As one of your off-season moves. Yeah. I feel like Keon, like, I don't know, like I'm interested to see Keon this summer. He's going to play in summer league, right?
Keon
like play, and then Buku that guy puts this out. What's that? What's that? Buku that guy
shoot the ball, man.
Brings this out 11 games, average 8-4-1, 51%, 30% from deep. Then Najee averaged 7-4-3 and 21 minutes in his first season.
Well, I like Keon Brooks from what I've seen so far. To me, I'm looking at guys like shout out to Najee and everything he's been able to do in Dallas, because I think Dallas Najee and the Pelicans Najee are two different experiences, right?
Oh yeah.
So I like, with me just focusing on the Pelicans Najee, I'm looking for somebody who could replace Herb, honestly, because I want them. I don't think Herb gives you like that much. So I'm looking for low cost guys. Not that Keon Brooks could do that. Maybe you do it with like several players, like two cheap players rather. But I think it goes back to Jose as well. With guys like Keon Brooks, guys like Lester, guys like Antonio Reeves, Carlo, etc. Man, you got to run it like Nike right now. You need that cheap non-regulated labor right now because running this, like just looking at everything in totality, running the team back, you almost forget that the trade situation is up in the air. Forget that, Will Gilbert reported that Herb may not be around to start the season. We already know, like, the DeJounte thing is indefinitely. Zion is always a wild card. And when I look at Jose, I look at Hawkins, I look at, like, just a couple of the guys. I'm like, well, since it doesn't matter if you play or not, let me just find somebody who it also don't matter if they play and they cheaper. Like let me just go find that guy. When I look at Keon, he's a big wing, play 3, play 4. Called him a tweener the other day. You look at JRE, I almost see Keon as the JRE replacement because now it's like, JRE, you're expiring. Do I really want to give you another veteran's minimum and pay you more than Keon Brooks? Not really. No. You probably got to go to. At this point, I'm just trying to penny pinch, like, really, and save some money where I can as our host drops out. Let's see what's happening here. Stream Triple. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the StreamYard app, man. Y'all download the StreamYard app. This shit pretty cool. I've been waiting for years for them to get one, and they got one. But I want to post a question.
They got an app?
Yeah, they got. I literally just downloaded it. And this is what I'm on right now via my phone. But
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
all right. It took them a while. Yeah. But when y'all look at everything, like going into the offseason, like when you look at free agency, there ain't a lot of like people who gonna be available. You got like guys like Trey Lyles and Chris Paul say he wants to continue to play. If you were to say, all right, we need a stopgap guard, like, for me, I wouldn't start Elfrid Payton, right? Just because I don't trust him and Zion on the court together. No. Just because, Payton, like, he can't really, still can't score, and the free throw line isn't really a threat neither. So I just think that's a recipe for disaster. Are there like other stopgaps you guys see on the wing or in the backcourt? Or even, damn, I don't want another stopgap center, bro. But even in center that you can say, all right, as a stopgap, this can get me to the trade deadline and I can trade water. Like, do you guys have any names that you would be interested in?
Chris, you can go.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like similar to what Detroit did, right? Or routes that the Pelicans gotta go. Like the Tim Hardaway Juniors, the Malik Beasleys. Like you need people that even if they were established players, you need them to be, you need them in your system in New Orleans to be reestablished in value. Right. And you need to do it for, a little bit under from what they may be worth in the open market or, even for cheap. So guys that you're going to take, a chance on that can play the game, but maybe coming off of a down year or so. Or first guy I think of, like, all right, let's say Pat Connaughton decides he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee.
Pat.
He declines his play. He declines his player option. I mean, dog, you got a few guys here. I mean, depending on what they do with Elfrid, Gary Payton II.
I know y'all did a show on Ty Jerome. You and Lito did this.
I don't
believe the hype.
Ty Jerome. I don't even like the. Don't like the idea. Don't like it at all.
He gonna want some money.
Markelle Fultz?
Doug McDermott.
Man, what happened to Markelle Fultz?
No, don't.
Oh, Dougie McDermott. No, I thought when Doug McDermott went to the Spurs, I thought he was about to be a fucking
He's never playing. I never see this man play.
He's never playing no
bro.
more.
He is never playing. Like
man, Doug McDermott used to be cold.
He playing now.
He running
because the Kings ain't got no choice.
Oh yeah, he went
for the Kings.
For the Kings.
Yeah.
He played for the Kings.
I know what I wanted to ask y'all. Looking at everything, Chris, and this because Justin just mentioned this. Let's say you do get Dylan Harper, right? Oh, fuck, you could really get any perimeter player. Let's say you make a pick, right? You make a pick, period. Because 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a perimeter player. Like if you stay at 4, I don't see Derrick Queen jumping to 4, right? God forbid. But like, let's say you making a pick. If you bring in a guard from what you've seen so far, right? These are the perimeter players you have left. You have Jose Alvarado, you have Jordan Hawkins, you got Antonio Reeves, you got Lester, you got Brandon Boston Jr. That's about all the like backcourt perimeter players. I say Jose. So all right, out of now you still got CJ. Shit, you got CJ, right? So who, if you bring in a VJ Edgecombe or if you bring in a Dylan Harper, and you only need about 5 guards or 5 like backcourt players. If you got to keep 5, who are you keeping out of that crop?
You also didn't say DeJounte.
I don't count him because he DeJounte like on injury reserve. So
out of those 5, Reeves.
All right.
Like I have to like pick.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, it gotta be like 5 of them because you can't keep everybody.
Did you say Alfred?
He could be. He's an option, I guess.
Reeves, Alfred, Hawk.
Okay, that's surprising. Okay.
I guess Jose.
Name me the group.
Was Keon in there?
Again?
Was Keon in
Nah,
there?
Keon's like a 3-4. But I'm just talking about just strictly backcourt perimeter players. Jose, Hawkins, CJ, Antonio Reeves.
CJ's my 5th. CJ would be my 5th.
Lester, and who else did I say? I think I'm missing somebody, but Jose, Hawkins, Reeves, CJ, and Alfred. So that's 6.
Yeah, Lester's got to go.
Lester got to go.
Yeah. Lester. Lester would be included. I mean, who would?
Oh, we forgot about Brandon Boston.
Like you said.
Brandon Boston. That's 7.
Damn, never mind. I'm taking. You know what? See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm taking Boston over Jose. Is that crazy?
Why would it? Hell no.
So
Brandon,
I got Brandon. I got Brandon.
Right.
I got Hawk. I got Reeves. I got Alfred, and I got CJ.
Okay.
See, I'm taking Jose over Hawkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I probably would too.
Yeah,
It's fair. My thing. We got the same coach.
I don't think the coach matters, honestly, bro. Let me say this. And this is all love and respect. The players we talking about, the coach don't matter. Like CJ gonna be CJ. Brandon Boston managed to be Brandon Boston. Antonio Reeves managed to do his thing. Jose and Hawkins is all who they are at this stage. So I don't think coach matters for these guys.
All right. Who you got, Jared?
I think it's similar to Chris's. I'd keep Jose over Hawk at this point. I mean, I've seen Jose win you ball games, like multiple occasions. Just another guy put in the wrong, position. Pause. Like.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, y'all. I fucked up.
What you got?
You got to count your draft pick too. So you got 8 options.
Wait, what number pick do I have? What number
4.
pick?
That's what you stay at 4, and it's Trey Johnson or VJ Edgecombe.
I don't have a pick if it's 4. I don't have a pick.
I'm gonna say this in this exercise. Let's say you're big, but let's say fuck it. Let's say it's pick 2 is Dylan Harper, right?
I'm taking Dylan over.
Yeah. Okay.
But getting Dylan changes everything. It don't
That says VJ Edgecombe. Let's go with something like that. It's more for discussion.
God.
I just don't want this guy. I just don't I don't even want to imagine this, bro.
Morris.
So you picking 5 guards after you're picking 5 total guards, including them,
your draft pick.
Them drafting a guard.
Yeah.
All right, so whoever, go ahead.
Well, mine, I would remove Hawkins and do my. Actually, I don't know if it's Edgecombe. Yeah,
You're waving Edgecombe, not an option. Shit, it's
got to be.
Yeah, about to say, you
don't Edgecombe over Hawkins. Yeah.
I'll give you my 5 while Chris is thinking. All right, I'm going with the pick. Right, of course, gotta go with the pick. The pick, Antonio Reeves.
Yeah.
Fuck if CJ's on the roster, CJ.
Yeah.
Lester just out. You good.
Shout out to Lester.
No, there's no disrespect. It's just like
it's odd man out.
It's just no spot on the roster for you. But Lester, Jose, and Hawkins is out for me. I bring back Peyton.
I got one fucking draft pick wrong, and like I'm still might even be wrong about it. Like,
who you talking about?
You talking about Eves?
Oh
shit! I guess got Hawkins too. Damn it.
Well, now you put it in
hard,
those,
brother.
Now you put it in those terms, Chaz. Like I lean more towards draft pick, CJ, Reeves, EP.
Yeah. Elfrid gotta come back, bro.
Yeah. Who else is? I guess I can keep Jose and try to like. I really do think you can extract value from Jose. I don't know why I feel like that, but I do think that
he has some big games. Some big games.
Like
really hard.
I could leverage that at a trade deadline or like if you need just another guard that can provide some shooting. He's handled the ball in big situations, right? That Phoenix series, if they love to go back to the Phoenix series, so to be another opportunity to do so. He's changed games. Hell, gave LeBron a couple big games in New Orleans. Yeah, I can
look.
See that.
Jose's a good player. It's year 2 of Hawkins, and I don't think I can just
year 3.
This will be now it'll be year 3.
Yeah.
This is year 2. Man, I just don't want to give up on him this early. I just don't want to give up on him this early.
The business, and that's the thing. That's why he would be a part of my 5. I couldn't add Elfrid because, like, if I'm like you got a better chance of putting Jordan Hawkins in something to gain some kind of value back in a trade or whatever, or him becoming something than you do what is left of Elfrid. And we just talking basketball.
Yeah.
Elfrid might be over a few of those guys. If we just talking basketball,
100%.
like 1 year, you wouldn't want to hear some of the players that I would put him over on this current team. But that's I enjoy including Antonio Reeves. Well, with all due respect, that we just talking basketball.
I was just gonna say like the Hawkins thing again. I'm a big fan, right? Like I always say fan, but I've always thought like he could be a really good NBA player. I just don't think it's here, right? Like I don't think the Pelicans can develop him enough to extract the value. So that's why he's out of my 5 because it's been detrimental that he's been here. Like Willie Green hasn't like elevated. Jose doesn't need Willie to be successful. Elfrid doesn't need Willie to be successful. Like the guys that I mentioned, they're just good by themselves, or decent by themselves, with no help to Willie. Like Hawkins, he needs a coach to help him. That's his Achilles heel. That's his problem. So that's why he's out of my 5, not because I don't think he's good. He just won't be good here because of the situation.
The thing with Elfrid Payton, to me, I ask myself is, if the team is healthy, would I want him on the roster? And I would probably still say in some
100%.
capacity.
And I have a rookie guard or a rookie if we get Dylan Harper, I would love for Elfrid Payton.
Just because I value what he does, and I value his basketball intelligence. The thing, and I said this when you dropped out, Justin. I don't know if you heard it, but I was just like, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of these players we named, sans the draft pick, don't really matter in the big picture, right? So like y'all, everyone's replaceable. So I'm like, if y'all replaceable, I might as well get the cheapest replaceable talent I could get. So that's why it kind of like, because again, the Pelican salary cap situation, it kind of is what it is. And depending on where you're picking, you looking at maybe what you got 27 million right now to spend, and you're about I think it was about 3 million from the first apron and the tax, something like that. So that's why, to me, just looking at like if Jose was making $3 million, I would feel different.
Yeah.
But it's just that extra 1.5 in that player option to me that I'm just like, damn. And because to me, and I even like I'm playing like with the way this team is constructed, the way my goals for the team are, I'm playing Elfrid Payton over Jose in a lot of situations. Just because the IQ on the floor, the passing, like just
a defensive matchup.
I'm playing Elfrid Payton, right? So why am I paying you to sit on the bench? Like, because we had games this season when Jose wasn't getting no run, and he was healthy. And with Hawkins, I'm like, you can be totally unplayable. You know what I'm saying? So why am I paying you so much money and you just gonna be totally unplayable? Like that's the shit that's really getting me. Because man,
what's crazy is that we're debating Jordan Hawkins versus Jose Alvarado. Like
Joe Hawkins was a first round pick though, so it is a question.
You gotta judge him as such, right? Like you have to judge him according to where
Jose.
he was.
Look, that's the thing. Like, man, I've just seen peak Jose. Like he's an NBA basketball player. He plays hard. I love his just toughness and everything like that. But like, if you're telling me to give up on Jordan Hawkins, who just says a lottery pick, right?
Lottery, but
lottery pick. Like I'm not after year two. I can't.
Justin, do you believe you'll see his peak in New Orleans though?
Not under Willie Green. I'll tell you that much.
Well, let me ask you this.
That's why I think the coach. I really do think the coach matters.
It does. To me, it does. I think it does.
Let me ask you this, Justin. And Five. If Jordan Hawkins right now was playing, I'm trying to be reasonable. If Jordan Hawkins was playing like Brandon Boston played before he got hurt, right? Would you pay that player $7 million? Are you picking up that player's option?
No.
Because that's the real question.
Right.
Because it's like, a kid when he pisses in his diaper is one thing. When he pisses in his bed is another thing. But you know what I'm saying? When there's a grown motherfucker pissing, it's like, hey.
It's like, hey.
So
it's like cute anymore.
Yeah, So now Jordan Hawkins, rookie contract, first year. Cool, that's what's up. Right? Second year, money goes up a little bit. I'm keeping my eye on you.
Charles, of course.
Of course
he was 6'4".
Yeah.
These hypotheticals is crazy. Like,
if he was 6'8", yeah, like you probably
if he was 6'4", to me, I would look at him like a better version of Jordan Hawkins. Like I would just like a scoring first guard.
If Jose was 6'4" with that motor, like he
but here's the thing: he ain't gotta be 6'4". If he was JJ Barea, I look at him different.
But that's like David Griffith saying, "Well, if we were in the East, we would be a top 3 seed. We ain't in the East."
So I just feel like those two guys, Jose especially, because I do think Jose. Somebody gonna look at Jose and say, "Yeah, this is just the type of guy we're looking for." Like with the Bruce Brown effect, I think if you can clear that extra $4 million from the luxury tax, $4 million from the first apron somehow, either Jose or Hawkins, one of the two, I think it opens up a lot of avenues for you this offseason because you're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot.
Donald's. Oh, that's crazy. Chris.
I ain't see what Donald said.
Don't even. You know what?
Yeah, I can't see on my phone.
On your phone, right? Good. Like, good. It's a good time to be on your phone.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep.
You good?
You good?
You good? Camera's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up. Y'all still sound like zombies, man. Like, literally, y'all sound like y'all voices all got a little deeper.
They got a Shit, they got a severe thunderstorm going through the Midwest. Maybe it's something fucking with something. I'm not even joking. This is
Yeah.
like this is severe.
It sounds like everybody's sick.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. It really is a severe
Oh.
thunderstorm. You might be hearing the depression. You might be Justin. What's the Justin sound like? Eeyore, like he's like, hey poo. he just
Bro, because I'm so sick and tired of this shit, bro. Like, this is terrible. Like,
It's almost over, though.
like I know it's almost over. Like, look at what we're talking about right now. Like,
all right, you know what?
Truly crazy.
Fuck it. Let me quarterback this thing. Let's say, give me an ideal starting lineup and second unit for you guys going into next season. Let's just presume
Ideal.
Yeah,
Is everybody healthy?
No, you building the team how you want to build a team. Let's be reasonable, right? But you like they'll say Giannis at the 4, Jordan at the there's something like a trade that could be reasonable. But let's assume Trey and Herb are out, right?
Okay.
And it's up to you if CJ is still on the team. In this scenario, you could trade CJ for somebody, or you could trade her, whatever. Let's assume a Trey is out, and you could however you want to do it. Give me your ideal off-season and lineups. We're gonna start with 5.
Stop with me. Oh
shit.
All right. I haven't looked at numbers. I haven't looked at anything if trades will work. So don't hold this against me. I still think Orlando needs to reach out for CJ.
Okay.
Right. And if I can extract something from over there, I would. Of course, right? Now, what is the key? Also, let me think about this. Damn, Chaz, because I don't know how I really want to build it.
Do you view Goga Batate as a starting center?
This is what I was. This was because I think Eves on a second unit is really more is really good. I like Eves on a second unit. I need a starting center. If Batate but God, I'm getting Goga for CJ.
Well, not just Goga.
Not just
look.
Go ahead, Chris.
You gonna have to overpay Brook Lopez or Al Horford.
Hey,
bro,
man.
Al Horford's not coming to New Orleans.
I think Brook Lopez
year.
For 1 year.
Lopez would.
Why wouldn't he?
Bro, you think Al Horford's go from Boston Celtics, who's been in the finals,
and I think he'll get a better offer from
for a final payday.
You think he come here for 1 year?
If Corey Brewer's here,
the motherfucker that won everywhere. I mean,
Chris, what's an overpay look like to you?
That's a really good point.
If Corey Brewer's here.
No, one thing about El Horford though,
that's a really good point.
El Horford got some character questions though, boy. I mean, El Horford, I'm not even showing up to OKC. So y'all do what y'all gonna do.
Is Batate? You think he can be a starting center?
I do.
But Chris, what's an overpay look like in this scenario? Like for Brook?
I can't wait for this.
Well, look. I mean, Brook ain't making $20 million no more. He can't.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. But that may be that's around the league, right? So if he goes to fucking back to the Lakers, they may be able to get him at $10 million a year, right? Or something like that. He probably don't sign in New Orleans or anything under than $18 or $20 million a year.
God damn, Brook.
But if you want a starting center, if you want somebody else in front of Eves, and you're not going to trade for one, which what really are going to be your option to trade for? Mm-hmm. There's starting caliber or bridge gap options available in this class of all kinds. But
you said in a draft class?
The Pelicans. No.
Oh, free agent class. Yeah.
Because I mean, I cut out like you're not going you can't afford Miles Turner. You can't afford. You're not gonna be able to afford Nas Reed. So you either got to get a veteran that you got to pay a little bit more. Because remember Al Horford. Y'all remember Al Horford was close to signing here years back. That's different. But he was close to signing in New Orleans before they signed JJ, and they brought in Derek Favors. But he ended up going to Philly.
Philly.
I also think I'm not saying he has ties. I'm not saying he has ties, but Robin Lopez did play for the Hornets. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, Brooks, like, familiar with the franchise at least. Like,
Him and Carlo was chatting it up a bit.
they were.
Yeah, at the free throw
He
line.
really wouldn't be like
Yeah, like
a
Brooke
like,
a mercenary, bro.
you
Brooke have been
couldn't-
everywhere at this point.
Yeah.
you could Santi Almada is a restricted free agent, but are you getting in that game?
And he's more of
You could probably afford him.
and he's more of like a stretch 4-5. Like he's one of them guys, like that Nas Reed Bill. I think if like I'm with Chris. If you want a traditional, like you know what you're gonna get center, you overpay for Brook Lopez for 1 year. That leaves you, if I'm not mistaken, damn, because you still got your rookie. But see, if you get Brook Lopez, like now the 4.5 million, maybe Herb, maybe or CJ, some of these guys got to start going because now you right up against, you're not going to be a tax team no matter what. But now you're at the point where I can't even fill out the rest of this roster effectively because my draft pick, his salary is guaranteed pretty much. Like he gonna get his money. And where you're drafting at, you talking about if everything stay the same, you're talking about like what? Like maybe 7 million, something like that. So you was up against the first apron and tax anyway. So now they gotta start like they really gotta start trimming the fat on this roster, man. And it should have started during the season, but you got to. Maybe you could sign and trade Bruce Brown, get some other guys, but Five, you were saying
I said Goga.
Magic.
Yeah.
You saying Goga. And what you doing at point guard?
Also, this is like the other option. I always thought CJ wants to go to Philly. This has always been a point for me, right? Like Philly has some interesting things they need to do.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you can ask for Tyrese. Probably won't get him, but you can ask. I wouldn't mind Quentin Grimes.
You think they'll move Quentin? What Quentin contract like right now? Because
Again, I haven't looked at the numbers, but I like Quentin. I like Quentin a lot. That shit. But could you somehow get Jared McCain in that too?
Would you trade Yves Missi for Quentin Grimes and Jared McCain?
Yeah.
What? Yes.
Would you trade him straight up for McCain?
Yeah. Even just McCain, just because
I'm just asking.
I think treating the center position like a running back position in the NFL is the way to go.
Okay.
Unless you get like a Jokic, and then back then an Embiid. Like I just think like you can find productive centers. What?
I'm pretty sure Quentin Grimes is a free agent as well.
Unrestricted? Well, fuck now.
No, I don't think he's unrestricted.
He about to get some bread.
God, 14,
but then again, they ain't cap hell in Philly, so damn, they gotta go for it. They can't even like blow it up.
Do y'all honestly think if the Pelicans got 2, they could build a package to go get Maxey?
Hell no.
Hell no. You're saying hell no?
Nah, because thinking about it, nobody taking Paul George with that personality. Like, because you're talking about a remorse. Paul George like a serial killer. Like, he ain't got no remorse. He
really doesn't.
He like, yeah, I cut her up and then I ate her. You're like, what the fuck? Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, this dude's still talking about this bullshit podcast. What are you doing, Paul George?
But I got a question for you though, Chaz, because this is what I'm really worried about. Because I think you could find a good trade package for CJ in the offseason. But if Herb and Trey are not ready by opening day, you can't, like, I don't think you can trade CJ. Because, bro, who the fuck are you going to start?
It depends on who you trade for, really.
You got to get at least 2 starters.
Yeah, because of the DeJounte thing. I think you got 2 play starters right now, right? You got Zion and you got, let's say, Eve. I'm just using Eve as a play starter. To me, Herb, I don't know, bro. Because I be sounding like I just totally dislike Herb. But to me, Herb could just not be on the team. Like that's how little I think Herb affects things, bro. Like, but so let's just say Herb is gone for whatever, for however long he rehabs. Trey is out.
DeJounte's out. So
DeJounte's out. But to me, he's another guy who just like, you might as well just not be on the team.
So you starting Keon Brooks at the 3?
You could. I mean, but you got options to trade. If I'm trading CJ, I'm just using this hypothetically. Let's say I trade CJ to the Utah Jazz, right? Let's say I trade CJ to the Utah Jazz with fucking CJ and Hawkins to the Jazz for Colin Sexton and John Collins, right? This is totally hypothetical. I got 3 starters right there. I got a point guard. I got a 4/5. And I can play Zion at the 2. Like, see, it depends too, because if I'm playing Zion at the 1 or the 2, that changes a lot too. Because I can just go get a power forward. I could play a motherfucker at the. I got Kelly Olynyk as well. I got Kelly Olynyk. I got Brandon Boston Jr. who started like some fringe starter type guy. I had I got my draft pick. This I look at that roster situation from more of like, you got too many things that don't matter necessarily, but I don't think the roster is as bad as it seems. Plus, you got some money to spend. You can go sign a couple of guys and have just like this incredible second unit and balance things out. But if I got Zion at the 2,
but what are they?
Go ahead.
What are they going to get with all of these different players that are going to be tied to the roster that are hurt, right? Like, what exactly? Like, it would make sense to sign Chris Paul, for example. More than likely, like I wouldn't do that. So you either make a trade, or you really hit on your first pick. Like because if they get Harper, I mean, flag, that's a whole different category. But if they get Dylan Harper, then again, I'm less worried about so much else because he's that good of a player. And if Zion is right, you'll be able to get by. Herb will come back, Trey will come back. And we've talked about some of these players that may have upside, but we just haven't seen enough yet to really know it. But I don't really know. Like, I would throw Brandon Boston, Antonio Reeves, Keon Brooks. I would throw all of them in kind of the same basket of, I don't know. I think that they might be all right. But I'm
like
not
Quentin
sure.
Grimes, like, go out there and let's see what you got. Go out there and earn your money. Like, for me, as it pertains to CJ, to me, CJ got to go no matter what. Right. And I say that just because it's, and I appreciate what CJ does, but I say that because you're a $30 million expiring, right? If I extend you, I'm just totally fucked. Like, at this point, because he's 33 and he's 33 years old. So then you 34, 35, it's gonna get ugly. Right. So you gotta go no matter what. If I can't get a star, I'm more than comfortable moving him for like 2-3 role players, and hopefully I can get a little more space. If I send CJ out for, let's say, $27 million in return in salary, that's an additional $3 million I got to spend in free agency. And you got quality role players out there. I mentioned this guy before. You got like Trey Lyles. You got like other guys you could just go out there like just quality role player depth type pieces. You know what I'm saying? Or shit, add Hosea Hawkins to CJ, and that's what, 34, almost 35 million. Bring back 30 million. Like, there's different avenues they could do. But to me, with CJ sticking around, I'm like, yeah, CJ can pull out a 50-point game here and there, but I know he's gonna run out of gas quick. He's gonna run out of gas quick.
Every year.
Yeah, he run out of gas quick.
Every year.
So like that, it's getting shorter and shorter. So like his stamina and timeline, like during like these games, is getting shorter and shorter. So yeah, I'm trying to clarify it, but this is just getting crazy. So yeah. I'm gonna just say this: Father Time is undefeated, right? But yeah, go ahead.
Saints Pelicans.
CJ value not high. Herb most valuable. Well,
Herb's
CJ,
but here's my thing. Herb's not the most valuable anymore.
not after this year.
Herb's gonna have to build his value back up. His most valuable was this offseason. Your most valuable is still Zion, whether you like it or not.
When y'all look at this roster, doesn't it like currently, if they do go out and they spend any kind of money, center seems like the position that they're gonna spend it at. No,
The Pelicans,
I think the injuries change things.
dude, because they'll be fine with Messi as a starter. They really will be. You gotta go get a point guard.
I don't even think you need a point guard necessarily.
but
you need a
spend
wing.
money for.
Okay, I was gonna say it will trade Herb. You have to spend on something because, look, who knows? Trey said like he couldn't shoot for like 3 or 4 months, something like that.
They say 5, actually.
Bro, that's a long ass time not shooting. Like he's not gonna be ready in October. I'm like praying it's November, but it could be December. Who knows? Herb Jones, kind of the same thing. It's like, well, shit, you're down 2 main starters, right? As Chad says with the wing. Now your point guard, DeJounte Murray, popped his Achilles.
Man,
So where can you fill a starting point? Maybe that's where Alfred comes in and start. But then you're just looking at Keon Brooks. You're looking at, and I'm not sure, but like Antonio Reeves. Like if you trade CJ, like, oh man, I just don't think you can trade CJ, bro. I just don't think you can do it.
I'm gonna say, like, if you do got, like, let's say CJ sticks around, right? Let's say you got CJ, Zion, and Herb and Messi, right?
I can win with that.
Can you though?
Zion, yes. With those four, and pick a point guard, I can win with that.
Because if that's the case, to me, you can win. You can substitute Herb pretty easily, and I think you can replace.
I think defensively, Chaz, like that team misses Herb Jones so much.
Justin, he was playing when they were shitty on defense. At the end of the day, bro, I'm saying you can't, like, for him. Like, let's say Herb is healthy right now, right? Let's say he's giving you 12 points. What that's gonna do for you? Like, you need. That's why I say you could go in the off season. I'm just using this guy as an example. Let's say about a crazy motherfucker like Kevin Porter Jr. was out there, right? Like, I'm gonna spot start him at the point guard. Like, there's people like that who can all they could do is score, like, and get you like cheap mercenary like level production. If you got the money, which they kind of do, let's say you got $20 million to spend, you got $7 million for your rookie, right? I hope it's like 13, because I mean you got first pick. But let's say you got $7 million for your rookie. You got $20 million to spend in free agency. You can build out a pretty solid roster, truthfully, with Zion and Eve there. Plus, you still got CJ to trade. You can build out a cool roster, dog. Like, I don't think it's that daunting, honestly.
That's it right there.
Go get Ja.
Go get Ja.
I don't think how he playing right now. You ain't gonna be able to get his ass.
All right.
Hey,
you got anything else? Go ahead.
I got one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Denver is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Denver is super interesting now. You're gonna get a new GM, and that GM has to get signed off probably from Joker has to be like, yeah, this is the guy I would like, to run a team, and probably gonna pick a coach, right? That GM's gonna want to make moves, like, regardless if Joker is his guy. Bigger contracts you probably want to move off of. First one probably to go is
Michael Porter Jr.
Yes. And what is better than bringing in a veteran, right? With a contract that's declining, right?
Yeah.
Expiring.
Not a problem in the locker room. Would play well with Joker.
Yeah. MPJ, that was Michael Malone guy.
They would play well together.
Well, that was the GM's guy, and that GM's gone. So 5, that's a great point.
Yeah,
it's a very good point.
How much MPJ made?
He makes 36 next year, though, I think.
How many more years left on that contract?
I'm not in love with that, bro.
I think like 2.
I'm not saying you got to be in love with it. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. You know,
I'm a
MPJ
fan.
would be, bro.
Look, I mean, I just want to. I'm gonna answer this, Vibe.
Yeah.
You want to wait? You want to wait until Willie Green get fired to watch Michael Porter Jr. play in the Pelicans uniform? Because you gonna hate that shit.
Listen. I hear you, but this would also free him up. Like he'll have the ball in his hands. We might get a different Michael Porter Jr.
Man, we talked about this earlier on
might.
this season.
We just might. We don't
Willie
know
Green?
how difficult. No, I Willie got to go. Like
Willie
I
gotta go.
Assuming that Willie was gone.
Yeah.
But you saying like we want to
Okay.
wait until Willie Green is gone, and then I assume that's happening Monday. I hope, I pray
Yeah.
to God. I'm gonna start burning incense around this motherfucker. I'm gonna have a seance and everything. Get a Willie Green voodoo doll, and you know what I mean.
Yo, 5, I ain't gonna lie. I see where you're going, dog. Because Chris, let me ask you this though, right? All right, let's say I think Michael Porter Jr. is making 36, right? 36 mil. He is younger than CJ. He's pretty much a taller CJ, but he don't have the skill that CJ has right now since he had his Bacchiotomy. He don't got like the like he ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna just like randomly give you 50. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He can, but CJ like has shown and proved he could do it. Do you say, all right, well, fuck, I'm gonna give y'all up against the second apron. Westbrook is gone because they all of these reports coming out now about how crazy it was with Westbrook, right? And you say, all right, look, Bruce Brown, I'm gonna sign a trade, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all Bruce Brown, or I'm gonna give y'all CJ and Hawkins, or CJ and Jose. Y'all need another point guard because you don't know what be going on with Jamal and Jose that hit 10 threes against y'all and shit. I'm gonna give y'all that. Give me MPJ, and I might ask him for a second rounder, honestly, because I'm giving you a $30 million expiring to get out the second apron. Hell, because you can't do shit and you gonna waste Joker prime years, and they ain't gonna be long.
And CJ not a locker room problem.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, listen. I was sitting here thinking, like, who needs CJ? Like, truly needs him.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta stop thinking about what the Pelicans need per se. Mm-hmm. Find the teams that need CJ.
That's a really good option there.
Do they?
Go ahead. My bad.
Does Denver need them? Does Denver need him now with the emergence of Christian Braun?
Yeah, I think so.
Still.
Because Braun like John Cena who can't really shoot.
I'm not a big Michael Porter Jr. fan at 36.
I understand. I totally understand.
I'm not. I like his game, but I don't like I wish he thought more like Cam Johnson, and I don't think he does. Like,
man, would he feel like that with the freedom to kind of do whatever he wants? Because it's like Trey gone. Everybody's just him and Zion. And Zion's a hell of a passer.
You would have to sell me on that. You have to sell me on that. That would actually have to be the thing. But guess what? When Trey come back, how that's gonna work?
Well, listen, I always thought Trey was 3-4. I always thought Trey was the third guy anyway. Like on a championship team.
Man, that'd be a fun team. Chris, think about it.
Okay. So what about the rookie?
He get to play point.
He can play at the point. If it's because if it's somebody like Justin Boy, like VJ, then it's like you probably gonna be able to. I gotta stop shitting. VJ might be good, man. I hope he pans out. But
big Baylor guy.
Hey man,
let's get out of here. We've already spent 54 minutes on this. It's incredible. I don't know if we're gonna be live tomorrow. Hey, but we might have to talk about these.
What's tomorrow? They got a game tomorrow.
Ideas. Yeah. So we don't know if we're live tomorrow, but it'll be Friday and Sunday's the finale. So we'll have a Sunday night show. I'm guessing there might be rumblings, or may not be rumblings of a coaching change, GM change. There could be a lot going on. So hit that bell notification. Let me know we're going live. Smash the like button. Appreciate everybody. We'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow night. If not, definitely Sunday after the game against Oklahoma City. All right, later, guys.